Okay, so this is week 8 Wednesday on combining like term for semester 2 math 6. I'm just going to quickly go over the answers. Most of these are fairly simple, so let's just go over them with the actual answers. All right, so for the first one, it is going to give you a 1K. Number 2, R is by itself, so you cannot combine it together. So it's just isolated, but negative 8 minus 12 is a negative 20. Here, number 3, you have n plus 9n, which is a 10n. And then negative 10 minus 3 is a negative 13. Both of these have x's of negative 14x. Number 5, remember there's a negative 1r, so it's a negative 11r. Grayson, you should start working on your own, okay? For number 6, we're going to combine the x's, which is 4x plus 11. 11 is just going to be by itself. Number 7, you have 11 minus 12, which is a negative 1r or just negative r. 8, negative 1v plus 12v, which is a positive 11v. Number 9 is negative 19x. Number 10 is 6p. Number 11, 5n plus 11n is 16n. Number 12, you are going to have 1n minus 5n, which is a negative 4n. And then you're going to have 4 minus 9, which is a negative 5. For number 13, you have 12r plus 3r, which is going to be a 15r. And we also have 5 minus 5, which actually cancels each other out, so it's just 15r. For number 4, 9n is just by itself. It's isolated. Negative 5 plus 6 is a positive 1. So that is the first page. Now we're going on to number 15, which is the back side of this. So you have n, it's just 1, so just by itself. Negative 4 minus 9 is a negative 13. Negative 4n, or positive 4n minus 1n is the same thing as saying 3n. Number 17, you have a negative 3x plus 15x as a positive 12x. Negative 9 is just by itself. Negative 9k plus 8k is a negative 1k or just a negative k. 19 is going to give you a negative 16n minus 14n, which is a negative 30n. Negative 15n minus 19n is a negative 4n. Now for number 21, Grayson, make sure you pay attention for number 21. So look up, buddy. This one's a little bit more complicated because you see the set of parentheses right here. Do you remember the thing called the distributive property? Which if you have A and you have B plus C, what you do is you take the A, multiply into the parentheses, so it's A times B plus A times C. Do you remember that? So with this, we're going to do exactly the same thing. So 7 times 1, 7 times negative 3, which gives you a positive 7, negative 21m, okay? But then don't forget your negative 4. Do you see that? So then when you combine like terms, your answer is going to be, this is the one with a variable. So the variable comes first, right? Then you look at negative 4 plus 7, which is a positive 3. That's your answer, okay? So for number 22, okay? Number 22, the same thing. You take the 3, you multiply inside the parenthesis. Do you see the parenthesis right there? When you do that, you have a positive 18 plus 21n, okay? But then don't forget the negative 5n. So then let's go ahead and combine your like terms. -5 plus 21 is going to give you a 16n. And then you have positive 18. And that's your 18, or that's your answer. Okay. All right, number 23. So for number 23, we're going to do the same thing, except do you see how there's a negative, but there's a number in front of it? It's actually a -1. Do you see that? Okay, so when you distribute that -1, it's going to give you a -9, but a positive 10n. Don't forget the -2n right there. So then we're going to combine the like terms. So -2n plus 10n is going to give me an 8n. -9 is just by itself. Okay. Number 24. So when you distribute, you don't always have to distribute above. You can also distribute below, which gives you -45n plus 45. And don't forget your 10 in the front. Now you want to combine like terms. When you do that, you start off with the one with a variable. And sometimes if they have like a higher power, like -45n to the third power, then you write that first. It's always based on the highest power, okay, called standard form. So then you combine 10 and 45, which is then 55. So that is your answer. Okay, we're getting there. Number 25. So for number 25, we are going to take that 10, distribute it in, which gives me 60a minus 10. Don't forget your 9a. When you combine your like terms, you get a 69a minus 10. Number 26. This was a little bit different because now you have a combination of two distributions, right? You're going to do this right here, which is a -54m plus 27. And then you have to distribute the 6. Do you see that? Which is a +6 plus 24m. This one's a little bit more complicated because you have four different terms, right? So when you combine them, -54 plus 24 is going to give you a -30m. 27 plus 6 is going to give you a 33, and that's your answer. So just make sure when you're working on this, you check it, okay? 27, same idea. Distribute that -10. Make sure you distribute that +6. Combine your like terms. Whoops, just kidding. Make sure you combine the one with the x. And the numbers without variables. And that's your answer. Number 28. After doing this for a while, it's going to seem kind of repetitive because you're doing the same thing over and over again. But it's good practice. Okay? So again, combine your ends. Remember your rules of integer. Same signs, sum. Different signs, difference. But with the different signs, you got to be careful because the number with the highest number, and if it carries a positive sign, then your answer is going to have that positive sign. But if the biggest number carries a negative sign, your answer has a negative sign, right? Distribute -30b minus 30. Do the same thing with the 5. You get a 5b plus 10. Combine your like terms. And this is your answer. Last one, number 30. First thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute that -7. So you have -7n minus 21. We're also going to distribute the -8, which will give you a -8 minus 64n. And then we're going to go ahead and combine your like terms, which is -71n and then -29. So that will conclude your homework assignment for week 8, Wednesday. Have a good day.